I live in Edinburgh, which is the only place in the British Isles where you can find a royal residence, a medieval castle, and 3 extinct volcanoes. People have called it the Athens of the North because, like its Greek cousin, it has a rich history of cultural and scientific achievements. It also has its own Parthenon, the national monument on Calton Hill. Edinburgh has been the capital of Scotland since the 15th century. The city is divided into 2 main areas: the medieval Old Town, dominated by the castle, and the New Town, which dates back to the late 18th century and still preserves much of its original architecture. In 1995, UNESCO recognised both the Old and New Towns of Edinburgh as World Heritage Sites. While shoppers usually head straight to the New Town, tourists are generally more interested in the sights of the Old Town, centred around the famous Royal Mile. This runs from the castle to Holyrood Palace, the official residence of the British monarch in Scotland. Exploring the Royal Mile is one of the highlights of any trip to Edinburgh. However, if you're willing to explore the surrounding areas too, there are some real hidden treasures to discover. One of these is the Writers' Museum, which celebrates the city's important contribution to literature. In 2004, Edinburgh became the first city to be named a UNESCO City of Literature. The city has been home to renowned writers such as Robert Louis Stevenson, Sir Walter Scott, and Sir Arthur Conan Doyle, the creator of Sherlock Holmes. More recently, Edinburgh provided inspiration for J.K. Rowling, who wrote much of the Harry Potter story while living in the city. Could the breathtaking sight of Edinburgh Castle have influenced her vision of Hogwarts? It seems possible. It's also interesting to note that in Edinburgh's Greyfriars Graveyard, there is a gravestone that bears the name Thomas Riddle. Is this the place where Harry Potter's nemesis found his true name? Edinburgh is the 2nd most visited city in the UK. Tourists arrive in their thousands throughout the year, but they come to see more than monuments. Edinburgh is the UK's leading city for festivals. In the summer, there's the world-famous Edinburgh Festival Fringe, the largest performing arts festival in the world. Only the Olympics and the World Cup sell more tickets. The Fringe transforms the entire city into a stage. Anyone can take part with any type of performance. There are all sorts of shows to enjoy: music, dance, opera, theatre, and above all, comedy. In the winter, Edinburgh celebrates Hogmanay, which is the Scottish word for New Year's Eve. The city hosts a huge street party on Princes Street to say goodbye to the old year and welcome the new one. The celebrations last 4 or 5 days and include concerts, processions, fireworks, and, of course, lots of eating and drinking. Hogmanay is a magical time to be in the city. But that said, there really isn't a bad time to visit Edinburgh. If you can't be here for the big festivals, don't let that stop you from visiting. Come in spring or autumn, and you'll still have a wonderful experience.